Top 3 forbidden compliments that make women drool over you. Old Stoic wisdom. Most men don't know how to compliment a woman in a way that actually triggers deep attraction. They either play it too safe, saying things like, "You're beautiful," or "You have nice eyes," or they try too hard, throwing out exaggerated praise that sounds forced. Here's the problem. Generic compliments don't make a woman feel special. If a woman is attractive, she's already heard the same basic praise countless times. Those typical remarks slide right off, leaving no lasting impression. The key to a compliment that works is its ability to stir something deep, something unexpected, raw, and intimately personal. That's where forbidden compliments come into play. These are not surface-level flattery. They reach into her psyche, making her think about you long after the conversation ends. They don't just acknowledge her appearance or make her feel good. They make her crave your presence. In this video, I'll reveal the top 3 forbidden compliments, carefully crafted phrases that, when delivered with confidence and timing, unlock intense emotions and deep attraction. These aren't your everyday praises. They're powerful tools designed to captivate and enchant. 1. You make me want to be a better version of myself. This isn't just a compliment. It's a reflection of how much of an impact she has on your growth as a person. When men typically compliment women, it's often on their looks. "You're gorgeous," "You have a stunning smile," or "You have the best energy." While those comments are nice, they don't move her emotionally because she hears them all the time. What truly resonates is when you compliment her for making you a better person, not just physically, but on a deeper emotional level. When you say, "You make me want to be a better version of myself," you're acknowledging that her presence in your life is so inspiring and motivating that it pushes you to improve. It tells her that she's someone who holds space in your life as a catalyst for growth. You're not just admiring her externally, but you're telling her that her energy, her thoughts, or her influence sparks real change in you. This is something that most women long for, to feel like they are making a positive impact on the person they care about. Why this works? It positions her as an influencer in your life, not just someone you're physically attracted to, but someone whose mere presence elevates you. It taps into her desire to feel needed in a meaningful way. She won't just feel wanted, she'll feel important. This compliment will spark a deeper emotional connection. She'll want to keep inspiring you and making you feel motivated to become a better person. How to say it? To make it genuine, wait for a moment when she does something that truly impresses you. Perhaps she encourages you, supports your goals, or just shows wisdom you value. Look at her with a sense of awe and say, "You know, just being around you makes me want to be the best version of myself." Or, after she pushes you to see things from a different perspective or encourages your dreams, you could say, "I didn't realize how much I needed someone like you to make me strive harder. You inspire me to do better." Remember, this compliment works best when it's rooted in truth. If she truly makes you feel motivated, let her know. Don't just say it for the sake of flattery. 2. When I'm with you, the world seems to stand still. This isn't just a compliment. It's a profound statement about how her presence affects your entire perception of reality. Most men give compliments that revolve around appearance or personality. "You look great today," or "You have a beautiful smile." While those comments can make a woman smile, they rarely strike a deep emotional chord. They're predictable, and she's heard them countless times. But when you say, "When I'm with you, the world seems to stand still," you're saying something that's not only different, but impactful. You're communicating that her presence is so magnetic that in that moment, nothing else in the world matters. The chaos of daily life fades into the background. It's like time slows down, and all that's left is the connection between the two of you. This compliment works because it speaks to the human desire to feel irreplaceable, to feel that their presence is so powerful it shifts someone's entire experience. It's not just about being noticed for their looks, but for having the ability to make someone feel at peace in an otherwise noisy world. Why this works? It makes her feel like she's a calming presence, someone whose influence is strong enough to quiet the noise of life. It shows her that she's not just another woman to you. Her presence is exceptional in a way that others simply aren't. The compliment also sparks her curiosity. She'll wonder, what is it about me that makes him feel this way? She'll want to know how she can keep that effect going. How to say it? The key to delivering this is timing and sincerity. If you're in a quiet, intimate setting, perhaps after you've shared a meaningful conversation, lean in a little and say slowly, almost as a quiet realization, "You know, when I'm with you, it feels like the whole world just slows down." Or, if you're surrounded by distractions, but she has your full attention, let your eyes soften and say, "It's crazy how, when you're here, everything else just fades away." It's crucial that this doesn't sound rehearsed. Make it feel like an honest reflection, and it will land with far more weight than a casual compliment. This will make her feel like she's special, truly unique in your life. 3. There's something about you that I can't quite figure out. This compliment isn't just words, it's psychological warfare. In the game of attraction, it taps into one of the most powerful forces in a woman's mind, the need to be understood. Most men throw out predictable compliments that are easy to process. You're gorgeous. You have a great smile. You're really fun to be around. Nice, sure, but memorable? Not at all. But when you tell a woman, "There's something about you that I can't quite figure out. You're doing something completely different." You're placing mystery at the center of the interaction. You're making her question what it is about her that's pulling you in. Here's the genius. You're not telling her what makes her special. You're making her prove it to herself. Attraction isn't just about flattery. If it were, women would fall for every guy who called them beautiful. But they don't. Instead, they chase the people who make them feel something deeper. This compliment works because it, 1, makes her feel unique. Women don't want to be just another pretty face. They want to feel like they have something rare that sets them apart. 2, creates tension. You're showing interest, but in a way that keeps her guessing. 3, engages her emotions. She'll start analysing what makes her different in your eyes, meaning she's already investing in the interaction. The way you say this matters. If you just throw it out there with no energy, it won't land. The trick is to pause, act like you're genuinely thinking, and let it slip out naturally. For example, you're talking, and she says something interesting. You pause, look at her and say, "You know, there's something about you I can't quite figure out." Or you're out together and she does something unexpected. Instead of just reacting, you lean in slightly and say, "You're not like most people I meet, but I can't figure out why." The moment you say this, watch what happens. She'll get hooked. Her body language will shift, her curiosity will spark, and she'll want to know exactly what you mean. Here's the real trick. Don't explain it right away. Let her wonder. Let her try to prove herself to you. The more you leave unanswered, the more she'll chase that validation. Most compliments close the conversation. If you say, "You have beautiful eyes," she'll just say thanks, and that's the end. But this opens a loop in her mind. She won't just brush it off. She'll start analysing your words, replaying them later, wondering what it is that makes her different in your eyes. And the moment she starts thinking about you when you're not around, that's when attraction turns into obsession. This is how you make a woman feel seen, but not completely understood. Because the second she feels like she's figured you out, the game is over. Use this wisely. Once you drop this line, she'll never see you the same way again. 4. There's something in the way you see the world that makes me want to see it through your eyes. This isn't just a compliment. It's a recognition of her individuality, of the way she processes life and the world around her. Far too often, compliments focus on what can be seen on the surface, her looks, her smile, her outward persona. But this compliment goes deeper. It acknowledges her inner world, her thoughts, her perspective, and the richness of the way she understands the world. By telling her that you want to see the world through her eyes, you're expressing a genuine curiosity about her mind, her worldview, and her unique take on life. This isn't just about beauty or personality, it's about how she thinks. Women often feel reduced to their appearance or their social image, but they want to feel valued for who they are beneath that, for their mind, their heart, their ideas. Why this works? It acknowledges that her mind is just as captivating as her physical appearance, if not more. It encourages her to open up about the way she views things, which builds deeper intimacy. It taps into her desire to be understood beyond just what others see on the surface. She'll feel like she has a chance to share a side of herself that others might overlook. How to say it? Wait for a moment when she's sharing something deeply personal or insightful. You might be in a conversation about life, philosophy, or even her childhood experiences. After listening intently, you can say, "The way you view the world is so unique. It honestly makes me want to see it through your eyes." Or, if she shares a different perspective on a topic, pause, reflect, and say, "I've never thought about things that way. I'd love to see the world the way you do." This compliment doesn't just recognize her appearance or personality, it sees her as someone with a rich, intriguing inner world. It creates a space for deeper connection and mutual respect. 5. I feel like there's a side of you that most people never get to see. This isn't just a compliment, it's a key that unlocks her mind. Most men try to impress women with shallow flattery. "You're so beautiful. You're really funny. I love your vibe." While these might earn a polite smile, they won't make her feel anything. But this compliment sneaks past her defenses. It makes her stop and think. It makes her wonder, what does he see in me that others don't? The moment she starts wondering that, you're no longer just some guy. You're the one who understands her in a way no one else does. Women spend their lives being judged on the surface, their looks, attitude, social presence. Everything about them is constantly on display. But deep down, every woman craves one thing: to be understood beyond the image she presents to the world. This compliment hits different because it tells her, 1. She's more than what people see. You're recognizing something deeper than just her appearance or personality. 2. You're not like other guys. You're not just seeing the version of her that everyone else sees, you're seeing something more. 3. She now wants to prove you right. If you suggest she has a hidden side, she'll unconsciously start revealing more of herself to you. This creates a powerful shift in interaction. Instead of you trying to impress her, she starts wanting to impress you. The key to making this work: it has to feel genuine. If you throw it out randomly, it won't land. But if you time it right, when she shares something personal, opens up, or does something unexpected, it will hit her on a deep level. Here's how to say it. She reveals something about her past, something she doesn't usually talk about. You pause, then say, "I feel like there's a side of you most people never get to see." You're hanging out, and she lets her guard down, maybe laughing in a way that feels unfiltered. You smirk and say, "I don't think most people get to see this version of you." She does something completely out of character, and you catch her in the moment. You look at her and say, "This is interesting. I bet people don't realize this about you." The key here is the pause, the slight hesitation before you say it. That moment makes her feel like you're truly noticing something unique about her. Why this works better than a simple compliment. A regular compliment tells a woman something she already knows. She's beautiful. She's heard it. She's funny, so have 100 other guys. But this compliment makes her question what you see in her. When she starts trying to figure that out, she's already becoming more emotionally invested in you. It plants a seed in her mind, one that makes her want to open up to you more, to show you the parts of herself she hides from the world, and that's what makes her obsessed. 6. You make me feel like I could lose everything and still not be afraid. This isn't just a compliment. It's a declaration of the trust and strength she brings into your life. Most compliments put women on a pedestal, but this one puts the focus on how she makes you feel. It's not just about her physical beauty or charm. It's about her emotional power and the sense of security she provides. Women love to feel like they bring a sense of strength and confidence to the men they care about. and this compliment tells her she does exactly that. It's rare, emotional, and incredibly impactful. This compliment works because it tells her she has an emotional strength that makes you feel fearless, even in the face of adversity. You trust her to the point where losing everything around you wouldn't matter as long as you had her. It elevates her from someone you're attracted to into someone you rely on emotionally. When delivering this compliment, it's essential to show genuine emotion. It's not something you say lightly, it's a reflection of how deeply she affects you. Here's how to say it. After a moment of emotional connection, when she's been there for you or made you feel at ease, say, "You make me feel like I could lose everything and still be okay." Or during a more vulnerable moment, look at her and say, "With you, I feel like no matter what happens, I'd be okay. You give me the strength to face anything." Make sure to speak slowly and thoughtfully. This is a compliment that's meant to resonate on a much deeper emotional level. 7. I can't decide if you're trouble or if you're exactly what I need. This isn't just a compliment, it's a psychological trap. Most guys compliment a woman in a way that puts her in control. "You're so amazing. I love your energy. You're the most beautiful girl I've ever met." These statements place her on a pedestal, making her the one who gets to decide whether or not she's interested. But this flips the script entirely. Now she's the one who's uncertain. Now she has to figure out where she stands with you. The moment a woman starts questioning whether she's trouble or exactly what you need, she's already hooked. This compliment works because it creates two things women can't resist: intrigue and tension. 1. It makes her feel dangerous and exciting. Women love feeling like they have a certain power over a man, but only if it's a challenge. This compliment suggests she's unpredictable and has the ability to shake up your world. That makes her want to prove it. 2. It creates a push-pull dynamic. By saying you can't decide, you're showing interest while also keeping a bit of emotional distance. You're not falling for her instantly, you're still figuring her out. That makes her want to win you over. 3. It sparks curiosity. The moment you say this, she's going to wonder, what does he mean? Why can't he decide? Once she starts thinking about you like that, you're already living rent-free in her mind. This compliment works best when there's already some flirtation and playful tension. It should feel like a natural response to something she's said or done that makes her feel unpredictable. Here's how to use it. She teases you, saying something playful or challenging. You smirk, lean in slightly and say, "I can't tell if you're trouble or exactly what I need." She does something bold, maybe teasing the bartender or making a sarcastic remark. You give her a slow look and say, "I feel like you're going to be dangerous for me." She surprises you with insight you didn't expect. Instead of just nodding, you tilt your head, give her a curious look and say, "I don't know whether to run from you or spend more time figuring you out." The key is your tone. Say it slowly. Let there be a hint of mystery in your voice. Make it sound like you're genuinely intrigued. If you deliver it too quickly, it will sound rehearsed. But with the right balance of curiosity and challenge, it will make her feel like she's different from every other woman you've met. A typical compliment makes a woman feel good, but this one makes her feel wanted and mysterious at the same time. It forces her into a new frame of mind, one where she's suddenly not the one in control of the interaction. Now she has to wonder, why does he think I'm trouble? Why can't he decide if I'm good for him? What does he mean by this? The moment she starts wondering about those things, she's chasing your approval instead of the other way around. This is how you flip the script. This is how you make a woman feel curious, excited, and intrigued all at once. And most importantly, this is how you make her want you. Most men make the mistake of using predictable compliments, ones women hear every single day. But if you really want to make a woman obsess over you, you need to compliment her in a way that makes her feel something unique. These 3 forbidden compliments work because they do something different. They make her feel seen but not fully understood. They create mystery and intrigue. They make her invest in the conversation because now she's trying to figure out what you mean. And the best part? These compliments aren't about her looks. They go beyond the surface. They tap into the part of her that craves to be noticed for more than just her beauty. That's why they work. That's why they're so powerful. And that's why, when you use them correctly, you'll never have to chase women again. 8. You have a way of making everything feel more meaningful. Don't make the same mistake most men do, complimenting a woman only on her looks. Don't tell her she's pretty, cute, or has a great smile and think that's enough to spark something real. That kind of praise is cheap, surface level, the kind of thing any guy can say after 2 drinks and a swipe on an app. But if you're a man who's lived a little, in your 30s, 50s, or even 60s, you've got to operate on a different level. Women at any age want to feel something deeper. They don't just want to be seen, they want to be felt. And that's where one of the 3 so-called forbidden compliments comes in. Not forbidden because they're wrong, but because they're so powerful. Most men are too afraid to use them. One of them is this: you have a way of making everything feel more meaningful. Let that line sink in. This isn't flattery. It's not a pickup line. It's a truth. A recognition of how her presence doesn't just exist in your world, it elevates it. When you say this, you're telling her, you don't just make things better, you make them matter. That's a whole different level of connection. Most guys stay on the surface, talking about looks or energy, but when you shift the spotlight to how she impacts your life, how she adds depth to even the smallest moment, you tap into something primal, something women rarely get to hear and deeply crave. You're not complimenting her appearance, you're acknowledging her emotional power, her ability to take an ordinary moment and turn it into something unforgettable. That's what leaves a mark. That's what creates real attraction, the kind that lasts. Why does this work? Because deep down, every woman wants to feel that she matters. Not just liked, not just admired, but that her existence changes things. That being with her makes your world more vivid, more alive, more human. That's a level of emotional impact most people never recognize. But when you do, it sets you apart instantly. It makes her feel chosen, not just wanted, seen. And when a woman feels that kind of resonance, you don't just have her attention, you have her respect, her trust, and eventually her loyalty. This kind of compliment isn't about ego, it's about connection. And connection is everything. But here's the key. You have to say it at the right time, in the right way. You can't force it, you can't fake it. Say it too soon and it'll feel like manipulation. Say it too flat and it loses its weight. Wait for a real moment, after a deep conversation, a shared silence, or a small but powerful interaction, and then let it out, simply and clearly. You might say, you know, whenever I'm around you, everything just feels more meaningful. It's like the world gets a little brighter. Say it like you mean it, because if you do, and I mean really do, it'll land like thunder in her heart. Or, in a moment where you're laughing over something only the 2 of you would understand, an inside joke, a shared memory, you pause and say, there's just something about the way you see things. It makes everything feel more alive. It's hard to explain, but when I'm with you, life just feels more significant. That's not just sweet. That's unforgettable. This isn't about being poetic. This is about being present, being real. Women can smell bullshit from miles away, but they can also sense when something comes from a place of truth. If you've been through life, if you've had your share of heartbreak, loss, rebuilding, and rediscovery, you have that depth. You know what it means for someone to add real value to your world. You're not just playing games anymore. You're building something that matters. That's what this kind of compliment reflects. And the beauty is, the more you live with awareness, the easier it becomes to see the moments that deserve this kind of praise. The more you slow down, observe, and appreciate, the more natural it becomes to speak with clarity and truth. The ancient Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." But he also knew that the presence of the right people can awaken something inside us, And when you tell a woman that her presence makes everything feel more meaningful, you're showing her that she's that kind of presence, that she's not just another part of your day, she's the difference in your day, that her influence isn't just noticed, it's felt. And in today's fast, noisy, shallow world, that kind of depth is rare and irresistible. And maybe you're a businessman who's been successful, but still feels something missing. Maybe you're a man who's walked away from a marriage or lost someone, and now you're learning to connect again. Or maybe you've simply matured and realized that what matters most is not what you get, but what you feel. No matter where you are, one truth remains. Real connection starts with real recognition. When you see a woman not for her beauty, but for her impact, for how she shifts the emotional temperature of the room, how she lights up even your darkest day, and you tell her that, everything changes. So what should you do now? Start paying attention. Watch how she enters a space, how she listens, how she smiles when no one's looking, how her presence makes you breathe a little easier. These are the invisible gifts most men overlook, and the exact things you must learn to see. Because when you see them and speak to them, you become something no woman forgets, the man who truly noticed her, not just what she wore, not just how she looked, but how she mattered. And once you become that kind of man, you don't need to chase, you simply attract. This is not a trick. It's not a seduction tactic. It's a way of life. And the more you live this way with awareness, presence, and truth, the more magnetic you become. Real strength doesn't come from loud words or bold moves. It comes from saying the right thing at the right time, from a place of authenticity. And the right thing, said with truth, can cut through years of walls and defenses in seconds. So next time you're with her, and the moment is right, don't hold back. Look at her, feel what's true and say it. You have a way of making everything feel more meaningful. Then pause. Let the silence do the rest, because in that moment, you won't just be a man she likes, you'll be a man she remembers. 9. I love the way you challenge me to think in ways I've never considered before. Listen carefully, because what I'm about to reveal is the kind of truth that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Most men, especially those stuck in the rut of cliché and shallow admiration, fall into the trap of complimenting women only on their appearance. You look beautiful. You have a great smile. You're so charming. These words are empty shells. They are what every man says, what every woman hears, and what no woman truly craves. If you want to stand out, if you want to command real respect and desire from a woman, you must go deeper. You must see beyond the surface and recognize the fire in her mind, the storm of ideas she carries, and the way she challenges your very understanding of the world. This is where power lives. When you say to a woman, "I love the way you challenge me to think in ways I've never considered before," you are delivering a compliment loaded with respect, admiration, and undeniable magnetic force. You're not just praising her looks or her charm. You're honoring her intellect, her perspective, her ability to push you into new territories of thought and growth. This kind of acknowledgement is rare and precious. It tells her loud and clear, you are more than just a face. You're a mind worth engaging, a partner worth wrestling with, a force that shapes me. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, who said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Your challenge, her challenge, is not a barrier. It is the path. When she challenges your thinking, she is sharpening you, refining you, molding you into a stronger, wiser man. She isn't just occupying space in your life, she is transforming it. In the modern world, where distractions are many and meaningful connections few, this kind of intellectual intimacy is a battlefield. And if you want to win, you must wield the right weapons. Complimenting a woman for the depth she brings to your conversations and the way she expands your mind is a strategic move. It distinguishes you from the crowd. It broadcasts to her and to everyone watching that you are a man of substance. You don't settle for easy beauty. You seek the powerful mind behind it. Think about it. How often do you hear a man say, "You make me see the world differently," Not often, because it requires vulnerability. It requires strength to admit that someone has pushed you, made you reconsider your views, made you grow. That admission is not weakness. It is a badge of honor. It is a sign of a man who refuses to stagnate, who demands evolution from himself and those around him. When you tell a woman this, you're not only complimenting her, you're inviting her into a higher level of connection. You're saying, I respect you as my equal. I appreciate your influence on my mind and my heart. That is magnetic. That is irresistible. How do you deliver this compliment with maximum effect? Timing and sincerity matter. After a conversation that truly stretches your thinking, when she introduces a bold idea, challenges your assumptions, or sparks a new train of thought, look her in the eyes and say it with conviction. I love how you make me think in ways I never have. Or, if her perspective is radically different but compelling, reflect honestly. Every time we talk, I end up seeing the world a little differently. You challenge the way I think, and I love that about you. Say it once, say it twice, say it until it sinks into her soul. Because this is more than a compliment. It's a commitment. It's an acknowledgement of her power in your life and your willingness to grow alongside her. You must understand this. Women who value intellectual depth do not just want to be admired. They want to be respected, challenged, and understood. They want to be with men who see their minds, not just their bodies. This is how you make a lasting impression. This is how you ignite desire that goes beyond the physical and enters the realm of the profound. When a woman knows you cherish her mind, she feels seen in a way no superficial praise can match. She feels powerful. She feels wanted on a level that triggers the deepest connection. Don't let this moment pass. Use it. Own it. Speak it like the man who commands his own life and demands more from himself and from those he chooses. Don't just tell her she looks good. Tell her she changes you. Tell her she challenges you. Tell her she's the spark that ignites your growth. That is the language of power. That is the language that makes women drool. That is the language that turns ordinary encounters into legendary connections. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way through. I truly appreciate you taking the time to dive into these top 3 forbidden compliments, inspired by timeless Stoic wisdom. These aren't your everyday compliments. They're subtle, meaningful, and powerful because they come from a place of genuine respect and quiet confidence. Let me remind you that compliments are not just casual words we toss around. They're expressions of insight and appreciation that, when delivered sincerely, can create deep and lasting connections. In today's world, where everyone seems to be shouting for attention, these kinds of compliments, thoughtful, reserved, and genuine, stand out because they're rare. They speak volumes without needing to be loud. The wisdom of the Stoics teaches us something invaluable. Strength comes not from noise or flashiness, but from calmness, clarity, and authenticity. When you bring this mindset into your interactions, your compliments carry a weight and sincerity that others can feel. They see that you're not trying to manipulate or impress. You're simply recognizing what's truly worthy of admiration. My sincere advice to you is this: don't just memorize these compliments and throw them out there blindly. Instead, take time to really observe the people you interact with. Notice the little things, the qualities that often go unspoken but mean a lot. When you speak from that place of true understanding and respect, your words will have a natural power that's impossible to fake. Also, remember that building meaningful connections takes time and patience. These compliments aren't magic spells that work instantly. They are seeds you plant, seeds of respect, admiration, and authenticity that grow stronger as you continue to be genuine and confident in who you are. At the heart of it, the most attractive and magnetic thing you can be is yourself, steady, sincere, and grounded in your values. Let these forbidden compliments be tools that help you express that authenticity in a way that resonates deeply with others. Thank you again for spending this time with me. I'm genuinely grateful to have you here, sharing this journey of personal growth and understanding. Keep practicing, keep being authentic, and watch how your relationships and your confidence transform. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourself, stay confident, and never stop growing. See you soon.